Good morning, America. This is Scott and a shot coming to you live from Gridley, California. Here's my shot. I'm drinking Tito's homemade vodka. Not bad actually for vodka. All right. This segment is called Please Don't Forget. We got these smooth talking guys like Newscomb, from California, Newscomb, like Donald Trump calls him. And you got some of these smooth talking Democrats that are trying to say now that their party's gone too far left. I mean, I can't even believe that Kellyanne Conway is going to go on Newscomb's new little podcast that he's got, and I mean, because she wants to debate him and all that, that gives him ratings. That motherfucker doesn't, excuse my language, that guy doesn't deserve any ratings to listen to him go on TV and try to change the narrative that he wasn't for everything that the Democrats have stood for, especially the last 4 years. Let's not forget the taking over of cities, the occupation of cities that all the Democrats were on board with. Let's not forget about the 51 lying intel agents. Let's not forget about the Russia collusion that they're all on board on. Let's not forget about the biggest one of them, defund the police. I mean, what kind of moron wants to live in a country or a city or a town or a state where you defund the police? That's called the wild, wild west. You know what I'm saying? Unless I can carry a gun holster with a fucking 45 on it without nobody fucking with me, I don't want the wild, wild west. That's some crazy times. I mean, so let's not forget about all the things that they strongly advocated for over the last 4 to 8 years. And I'm talking every single Democrat, even Fetterman's smooth talking ass and all of them. Schumer, Pelosi, Swallows all of them have been advocating for the same weird shit, voting right in line with each other, just like just the other day when they were trying to vote to codify boys not being in girl sports, no homo boys in girl sports acting like they're a girl, and not one of them voted for that. So let's remember that, people. These people are crazy, and they haven't changed their mind. They just want to try to get you to believe that they changed their mind so they can get reelected. I mean, defund the police, allow these cities to burn down. I mean, Donald Trump was in office too when that started, and I mean, you know what? The president always has to stand firm when it comes to cities burning down and riots, like they had over in all these fucking cities with these riots over some guy saying I can't breathe. Well, comply with the officer and you'll be able to breathe. My daddy didn't have to fucking smack me in the head. Said, son, when you get pulled over, you comply. You comply. You comply, and I know in my head if I don't comply, I'm gonna get jacked up. Plain and simple. That the police aren't there to calm you down and be your social worker. They're there because somebody called the police. You're causing a disturbance. And when they tell you to shut up, you shut up. When they tell you to put your hands behind your back, you put your hands behind your back. When they put the lights on the car, it means pull over. Doesn't mean go on a high speed pursuit. I mean, so I'm tired of that fucking crazy shit happening over some minority not being able to obey the law and listen to a police officer's commands when he pulls you over. I mean, that's basically what it is. And I don't want to hear about no racism shit no more. That shit's in the past. I don't want to hear about that crap no more. It's a bunch of crap, people. I mean, I don't know any racists. I don't hang out with racists. My family's never owned any slaves ever from the beginning of dawn of time. I mean, so I don't want to hear about that slavery stuff. I'm Irish. I know what my family knows. My forefathers know. I don't know. I don't know what slavery's about because I've never been a slave. Neither is anybody else on this planet right now or for a long, long time. So let's stop talking about slavery, people. That's in the past. I mean, you can dwell on that for 1,000 years. Where's that going to get you? Living in the past. I mean, but let's not forget about what these Democrats have all voted in line for. It's like Donald Trump trying to get rid of the education department. You know why? Because kids can't even graduate high school with over an 8th grade education in math and reading, the two major ones. By 6th grade, I can do all my timetables all the way up to the 12s. I mean, just like that. It's so simple. I know how to do my fractions. I ace geometry. Now, by 9th grade, I was already out of my math because I already had algebra. I already went through algebra in 9th grade. Did pre-algebra in 8th grade. 9th grade was algebra. And now algebra I didn't do very good on, but who uses algebra anyway unless you're a fucking doctor or an engineer? I mean, so that's not really important. But when you got kids getting out of school that can't even read a book, I mean, or they're reading and they're stuttering, they can't really keep up with. I mean, a lot of that's from being embarrassed because they should make kids read more in school. In front of a class, it takes away that embarrassment part, and they read better. But I mean, when you can't get out of when you at 18 years old, when you get out of high school and you're reading at the same speed as a seventh grader, a sixth grader, then something that went wrong in school. Somebody messed up. I mean, because when you can't do your times tables or basic fractions or basic percentages, then they messed up. I mean, but they're not messing up on trying to figure out if you're transgender. Let's not figure out. Let's remember that, people. The Democrats got us into this situation with our kids being dumbed down, and I'm not even going to exclude the Republicans from that because the Republicans mess up a lot too. I do my podcast because I'm tired of the bullshit on both sides of the aisle, but mainly the left. It's got a shot. That got messy. That's all right, though. Woo! 1 second. Got to comb my hair. Right on. All right, people. That's what I'm talking about here, though. I'm tired of these, all these Democrats, the few that are coming on TV now. Check it out, people. Every Democratic pundit, every Democratic senator and congressman, we're all in on the shit that's happened over the last 4 years. Every one of them was back in Biden's decognitive brain all the way up until they didn't. Oh, he's as sharp as a whip, man. He's running circles around us as he's sleeping during somebody's being buried. You know what I mean? A soldier dies. He goes to the service. He's all, oh, wake up, dude. I hope you guys don't forget about what's just happened over the last 4 years. You know, when Donald Trump is trying to fix this economy, it's going to take a while, people. And letting these Democrats come out and go, what about the price of eggs? Well, inflation's still the same. Well, it's been fucking 45 days. Give me an effing break. I mean, it's going to take all 4 years for him to get this shit back on track. It took 4 years to get here. It's going to take a minimum of 4 years to get back. And as long as he secures that border and stops letting us be overtaken by not migrants, these are illegal aliens coming here to suck down off our tit, to send that money back to their family to try to get them to sneak over the border. So we have basically a country full of illegal immigrants. I mean, we're already there. We're already there. That's why I'm pissed off about that open border policy for the last 4 years. We've already got 100 million illegals in this country. I mean, on top of the 350 million Americans we already know that exist here because, we're naturalized citizens or the ones that come over here the right way, legally. I mean, so as long as he does that and keeps this weird shit out of our schools, and remember, and fund the police. The Republican Party needs to start doing banners that say "fund the police," not defund the police. Let's defund the police. Watch how far that gets us. I mean, somebody's robbing your house with a fucking gun, and you call the police, and they show up an hour and a half later because they've been defunded. That's what the Democrats want. They want this country to fail. They want chaos and anarchy, so they can especially when they're in power, so they can enact martial law that gives them special rights under martial law to secure our country and fuck us up. That's what I think their outcome was. Or what kind of senator or congressman or any normal person with common sense, come here, would sit there and advocate for defund the police? Man, you know what? The police, I don't like getting pulled over sometimes, but there's laws, and when you get caught, you're caught. But we have to have police, people. I mean, really, we have to have police that really give a shit about people being hurt, injured, raped, murdered, robbed, extorted. I mean, are you serious? I mean, defund the police. That's the most retarded thing I think I've ever heard anybody say besides thinking that a boy can become a girl and talking to your child in school about their sexual preferences and thinking that boys should be, I mean, basically you know what I'm saying. I've said it a million times, but I do believe that people are so stupid. They're going to start thinking that Donald Trump's being a little bit harsh. Well, I thought the Democratic Party for the last 8 fucking 10, 12 years has been very harsh. I mean, I'm pushing this crazy stuff onto us. Well, I'm just tired of hearing about it. For me to do this podcast, people, it took a lot. I didn't want to, I was kind of embarrassed at first. I didn't know what to say, but it got to a point in my life as an American citizen, as a man, as a toxic man, according to the Democrats, that I don't want to hear this shit no more. I'm tired of hearing all this crazy stuff. I mean, it's disgusting. Defund the police, transgender rights. We have the right as any other citizen. If you want to go mutilate your fucking body and do what you got to do, then knock yourself out. We don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. That's your own little qualm. They sit there, everybody sits there and acts like they, how can you care about somebody you don't know about? I care about my family and my friends. When I see somebody being weird on TV because they can't find their sexuality, do I give a shit about that? No, I just sit there and think that they're crazy. I mean, you are what you're born. You're born a boy, you're a boy. If you're born a girl, you're a girl. If you want to be a homo, then be a happy little homo and leave me out of it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to vote on it. I definitely don't want to idolize and talk to my children. I mean, they take away they want the rights taken away from the parents. Remember Kamala Harris? They're not your children. They're our children. Pamela. I mean, stop it. I mean, these people are retarded. I don't even know how I don't know how I have to talk about this right now. We all seen the retardation, the ignorance, and the behind, and then the scheming that's 100% non-American, not human. The lengths that they're willing to go to stay in power. Defund the police. I mean, going after their political rivals like Donald Trump for 8 straight fucking years, man. Aren't you tired of hearing about it? The Russia hoax, the Biden laptop fucking scandal. We're talking about stifling free speech. It was Twitter and all that, because they think it's disinformation because you're calling them out on their bullshit. I mean, that's what makes this country great, people. I couldn't even do this podcast right now if the Democrats really took full power. They'd throw me in prison. They would take away my right to say, I think you're full of shit. My right to tell Robert De Niro, eat a fucking dick, you fucking commie. Joey Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, Ben Stiller, fucking all Jane Fonda, all you commie-loving little fucking homos. I mean, I'm tired of hearing about it. And I don't have a problem with homosexuals. But I do right now because everybody likes to segregate this. I mean, but they're transgenders, not no, they're homos. You can't. They're homos. I mean, they're gay. Of course, they wish they were born a girl. But a transgender is somebody who actually is so mental they think that they can become that, and you cannot become that. And the day that they can, I don't want to be living on this planet when I don't know who I'm fucking as a 16-year-old boy. Am I fucking a boy or a girl? I don't know. Because I'd be very upset if I found out that my girlfriend that I just lost my virginity to used to be a boy. I mean, I'd be wanting to fucking shoot somebody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're rooting for everybody. That 16-year-old boy just lost his virginity. He doesn't even know I used to be a boy. Was that a boy or a girl? I mean, you know what I'm saying? They're crazy. I mean, let's defund the police, man. Let's reimagine the police. I mean, think about that, people. Let's reimagine it. I mean, these little things these Democrats come up with, they crack me up. Like I said, people, how do you come to the middle with these people when they're just so weird? I want to reimagine. Yeah, I want to reimagine the police too. When I get pulled over, I won the lottery. Give me, what's that? I just beat it. I mean, what do you mean reimagine? Somebody's robbing a bank and they call in a counselor and send him in there and sit him down for 10 sessions. I mean, okay, you're gonna get 10 sessions right now. Sit down as the SWAT team's outside, making sure they don't escape. I mean, stop it. And then they get out. Then they get arrested. And then they get released on bond first day after they got caught with 250 fentanyl pills. I mean, that is the Democratic Party, man. I mean, they're just. How do you come to the center with these people? You can't come to the middle with people that are so retarded. I mean, kids don't. I mean, I would like to. It'd be funny if this was a movie and this wasn't real, and the stuff I'm talking is. I mean, to me, it's like stuff that you see in a movie, but I'm talking real shit. This is how real human beings in our government think. I mean, Donald Trump just saved this country from. Man, I don't even want to know what it'd be like if it actually went 100% the Democrats' way. We'd have boys out there having babies, and we'd be having girls that fucking with dicks hanging down to their knees, and no police when somebody's getting fucking shot in the middle of the street. I mean, what is he? I mean, illegal aliens jumping over our border and them giving them a fucking credit card. I mean, are you serious? Putting them up in a nice fancy motel that I can't afford. Give them a driver's license that I got suspended for fucking 15 years for too many speeding tickets. But they get a driver's license for sneaking over our border. I mean, are you serious? I mean, these are the things I'm talking about here, people. And I get on this show all the time, and I wonder, why do I got to keep saying these same things over and over? You know why I got to do that, people? because the Democratic Party is going to keep fucking saying what they got to say every day until they convince or brainwash enough children or stupid, retarded older people to follow them like some kind of fucking some kind of I don't know. It's kind of like that Koresh thing. I mean, like they're just a bunch of it's a bunch of a cult. I guess that's what I guess. I mean, a cult. They're just a cult of weirdness, and I don't want to see it no more. I'm tired of hearing about it. So I do my podcast, and I hope people watch it. I hope it opens up and spurs a little conversation in your life and opens up your mind a little bit to what's really going on here, people. Because I mean, it's all common sense. I mean, until we come together as, I mean, not everything is supposed to be black against white, Mexican against black, Mexican against white, and Asians. I mean, that's what the Democrats want because it's always been that way. They don't want to jump forward. They want to stay in the past because that's how they keep us under the thumb, by keeping us divided, keeping us angry at each other. You know, I'm not angry at any person, but I am angry at the Democratic Party because that's the kind of society they want us to have. We're all angry with each other and fight with each other so that they feel like they're needed. Well, they're not needed in my life. I don't need that kind of chaos because I got a brain. I can think for myself. I don't believe in anything bad on anybody. I don't want to promote harm to anybody. But the Democratic Party has lost their mind. They do. It's like this thing with Russia and Ukraine. They want to see Ukraine fight Russians. I mean, they want us to fight the Russians. The Democratic Party wants us to go fight the Russians for the Ukrainians. When I don't give three shits about Ukraine. I'd never been to Ukraine. I never thought, wow, I want to go on vacation in Ukraine. Woo, baby. I've never thought nothing about it. They used to be part of Russia. Who cares? I mean, I'm not saying I want to see people die, but I don't want to see our people die for the Ukrainians. They're not even part of NATO. But I don't even care about the NATO, honestly, people. You know, they have been paying their fair share for years, and it would never even brought out if Donald Trump when he became president. I never heard that NATO wasn't paying their fair share until Donald Trump got in office. Nobody would even mutter those words off their mouth. They wouldn't even say it. It was so disrespectful. And Donald Trump said it. And he said it again, and he's still saying it. And then all of a sudden they come out and go, well, yeah, we weren't paying it. We're not paying. I mean, so for the last 40, 50, 60 years, we've been paying for all of NATO almost. We've been paying for all these wars all over the world. And then they wonder when they were sitting there scratching their head going, wow, we're almost $40 trillion in debt. You know why? Because we're paying for everybody's fucking welfare all over the world. We're paying for their unemployment all over the world. We're paying for them to rebuild their cities after we go in there behind the scenes and start a war. I mean, I'm starting to see a pattern here that America is behind everything. And then we whine about Russia. We whine about the Russians. I don't give a shit about Russia. And I don't hate them and I don't love them. I just don't care. I mean, our government wants us to take a side of hate against Russia. Hey, man, they got their own fucking politics over there. They push communism on the world like we push democracy. Each country thinks they're both right. But so sooner or later it has to stop. And we just need to say that we can all have our own governments. We can all, if they want to change it, they can change it. It's not up to America to give them money, to have our soldiers go over there and die, to try to push these people into a different direction. If that's going to happen, it has to be on their terms. It has to be with those people, not with another. We do the same thing Russia's doing. We push American values. They push Russian values. We think we're right. They think they're right. So that's what I'm saying, people. We have to show these people who's right by talking with dialogue, but not by going over there and pushing our values on them like the Democrats love to do. I mean, both parties have done it, but all these animosities we have with these other countries because they're pushing their values, we're pushing our values, and we don't like it. That's why you had South Korea, North Korea, South Vietnam, North Vietnam. I mean, one side's got one side of the people, we got the other side. They're all a bunch of wars made by competing governments trying to push values on people. Why don't we just leave them alone? Why don't we just leave these countries alone? Let them figure out their own way. I don't know why. I mean, I know we want to sell our products over there, and all that, but why can't we sell our products over there? And Russia can sell their products over there. China can sell their products over there like they're doing, and whatever product they like the best, they buy. I mean, all these problems that we have in this world, people, are man-made by governments that are trying to push an agenda or their values on other people. I mean, isn't that wrong? Isn't that collusion? The Democrats love to use that word collusion. Isn't that collusion? I don't want to collude with any other country to do anything if it means that America has to pay for it all and America has to send the majority of the troops there to defend it all. I mean, we live in a fucking big world with billions of people. America has only got a little bit of people in it. There's billions of people worldwide, and everybody needs to be part of the solutions without being here. I'm going to help you out with some aid, but before I give you that aid, you have to fucking have a transgender Sesame Street or a transgender. Let's figure out how to turn mouses into transgenders. I mean, all this weird fucking stuff that I don't even know how this transgender thing got out of hand, people. I mean, I heard about it back in the 80s. But I was like, what? No way. And man, it's metastasized into them having little fucking tantrums. They want to talk to our kids about it. The teachers are teaching that in school. I mean, I don't even understand that in a little bit. So a lot of these things that I'm talking about, I still don't understand them. I don't even know how human beings have gotten so retarded in a modern society. I mean, you know why? Because our governments are keeping us dumbed down. They want you, not me, but there's obviously a lot of people that are very easily influenced into being stupid. I mean, and we got to combat that. But all you pundits that are going on to Newsom's show, Governor Newsom of California. I live here in California. People, Newsom's a moron. You can't believe one word that man says. He flips sides depending on what people are talking in the wind. I mean, he just doesn't care. He is not adamant about one thing except following in line, just like every goddamn Democrat does every time they vote. Then they come out and they say some little thing like, I don't know if I really agree with it. Just like Manchin. Joe Manchin, man, what a worm. Man, he had a big talk, and every time they came time to vote, Joe Manchin voted right in line with this party, just like a little fucking puppet. They're all puppets, people. I'm tired. I don't watch the Muppets no more. I don't watch the Muppets no more. I don't want to see that. That's stuff I watched when I was a kid. I want to see real adults getting in together and talking real issues. Real issues. I mean, for real. Keep the weirdness outside. Keep your sexual preferences outside. Keep your sexual weirdness outside. I don't want to sit at the table with the Gimp from from the movie Pulp Fiction, and I don't want to sit at the table with some transgender loving little freak. Come to the table willing to talk about the majority of the people that care about the majority of this stuff. And when the day comes that the world's majority transgender, majority like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction, I'm gonna take a gun and blow my brains out, man, because I don't want to be around for that. Nobody's gonna Gimp Scott Dempsey. I'm a loving, toxic, heterosexual, and I'm proud of it, man. I'm proud to be white too, and I'm not a racist, but I'm proud to be who I am because I'm not a bad person. I hope you're proud to be who you are if you're not a bad person. I mean, so anyway, this is Scott in a Shot. Shout out to my friends, Mike, my kids, my wife, my family, and anybody else who understands what common sense is. People grow up and let them drop and have some common sense.